Sheldon, where does that game sit as far as preparation for the playoffs and what you saw to your guys today?
Some good, some bad. There's some real good moments in the game where I thought we were in control and limiting, their opportunities to generate offense. There are times I thought we gave the puck back to them, didn't take care of it very well. So some good and some bad. Not the full, complete game I'd like to see today, but it's been a difficult week for a lot of reasons, just with knowing what's on the horizon here and just trying to get through the weekend. So a little bit of a pass there, I would suppose, and at least that's what the players would want to hear from me. I would have liked it to have been a little bit better, a little more complete, both today and Wednesday's game, but we can get through this weekend here and press on to what really matters.
A couple guys back in the lineup too, Campbell and Lou. Your thoughts on them returning to the lineup?
I thought Soupy was fine. He got some pucks in behind him a couple of times. A lot of speed from the opposition. Had some trouble with, but Vic, I thought looked to me like a guy that was a little tentative in his first game back, and he's going to play again tomorrow. So another opportunity for him to get going a little bit, but it's nice to have them back for sure.
What did Antoine Bibeau show you, not just today but through the season, if he's the guy you're going to maybe go with in the playoffs? I'm not saying you are, but what's he?
Well, Biebs, through the season, I've been asked before. I described his season as inconsistent. And to me, I don't know how long it's been or how big the sample is, but the inconsistency for me is gone. He's been solid for as long as I can remember here now. He looks really confident. He's been terrific, so I've been really happy with him. So full marks to the way that he's really found his game here.
And I guess Garrett plays tomorrow, right?
Yeah, Sparksy's gonna get in tomorrow, and he's had a good hard week of practice and getting recalibrated here back at the AHL level, and he'll go tomorrow, and obviously we like what we have with him as well.
Do you feel confident in your goaltending going into the playoffs?
I do. With where Biebs is at right now, I feel really good, and I've never lost sight of the fact that Garrett Sparks, when he was in the American Hockey League, at one point this season, to me, was the best goaltender I had seen in the league, and he really was giving us a chance every time out. So we really like what we have there. Excited to get Sparksy back in the net tomorrow. Like I said, he's had a really good week of practice with Piero Greco and with our group, and get him back going tomorrow, and then we'll move on to next week and be happy with those two guys.
In general, what do we read into who played today and who didn't, and who may play tomorrow?
Should read nothing into it.
Josh Leivo injured?
He's I would say he's less than 100%. I don't know if I'd call him injured. He's practiced every day this week and is just feeling fine. We just felt it unnecessary to play him this weekend, but with no concerns going forward.
When you're determining your playoff roster, are you going to lean more towards guys with experience, or what are the determining factors for you?
We're gonna address the 20 guys that we think will give us the best chance to win Game 1.
Matt Fratton's a bit of a special case. What are your plans with him going forward?
I think just like everyone else, he's a player that's available to us, and we'll make the decision who we think is best. But we like our depth. Our depth, perhaps unlike other teams, our depth exceeds the number of roster spots available for any particular game, and we got to make decisions there. But certainly, I liked Fratton's game today. I thought he did real well. I thought that line was pretty dominant with Arco and Brownie. So all of our guys have done well at different times. We just got to find the right fit and go from there. Some guys are going to be unhappy, but we hope they stay hungry.
You said stay lock home, right?
Well, sent stay lock home, I think, is a bad way to describe it. Obviously when we signed Casimir out of college, there's 3 goalies here, knowing that Garrett Sparks was coming back. So he's a guy with a young family, his wife and child living in a hotel here, and for him to be essentially the 3rd or 4th goaltender, there was a conversation with he and the organization. It was in his best interest to just kind of get on with things and bring his family back home.
I didn't mean to say anything bad about him, but is he under orders to stay in shape just in case something happens to your team?
No, we've given nothing like that. We're pretty confident with the three guys that we have. I think that's sufficient.
I think getting that ceremony and getting the trophy today, I guess it underlined what you guys have done in regular season at least.
Yeah, we've had a good season. We've made 75 games here and 76 tomorrow. So it's been a long season. That's not what you play for. You play ultimately for what's going to start next week. That tournament's going to get going, and that's really what you're geared up and played for. But you play 76 hockey games. And you play to win every game. So when you've won more than anyone else, it's something. It's not the accomplishment, but it is an accomplishment. Growing up, for me, long before I was going to become a pro hockey player or anything like that, I always knew what the Calder Cup was. I'd be lying if I told you I knew what the Kilpatrick Trophy was and what it meant. So it's a good accomplishment. I'm happy for our group and happy for the organization, certainly, but we're moving on to bigger and better things.